Good evening, good evening, good evening, folks. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels, and yes, we're going to that horrible world known as the JRC. But before we do, the usual disclaimers. In the description box, you're going to find a link to the article the JRC does not want you to read. It is written by NeuroClastic, a small non-for-profit started by autistics for autistics, wherein they interviewed and surveyed over 900 ABA professionals in regards to the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center's quote-unquote behavior treatment program. In fact, the JRC doesn't want you to read this article so much they have threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit. NeuroClastic has refused, so please go to the link, share on all your social media. We also have NeuroClastic's public statement on the matter, as well as their GoFundMe in case the JRC has the balls to see through with their threat. We have the links to the Agape boarding school situation out in Stockton, Missouri, where they have 19 pending lawsuits against them alleging child abuse, torture, and starvation, and sexual abuse as well. So please go to those links. We have all the pertinent links to the Stop the Shocks campaign, Autistica's massive archive on the subject, the templates, and the ever-present self-explanatory change.org shut the Judge Rotenberg Center down. I'm tired, folks. Petition. When we discuss the JRC, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of people with disabilities being tortured and abused. If you do got young children present, please use your headphones. It's 4:39 in the afternoon, folks. I'm brain dead, and I'm just generally angry at, air. So, if I stumble over my words, apologies in advance, alright? We're going to keep this one brief. So this is a follow-up to what we went over last night. Baseline data is not collected on behaviors across settings. Yeah, no, who's surprised there? Nobody. You cannot get a decent baseline data if you're not doing a full functional analysis, but don't tell JRC that. This is simply not true. Good God. JRC collects data from the moment of admission as is clearly indicated on the Bailey behavior charts. NSED visitors did not discuss with JRC how, if any, baseline data was collected. Now this is why you're a fucking moron. Can you not read the JRC? They said across settings. But we record every time they have a behavior. Again, showing why you are so incompetent, you shouldn't have a single fucking student in your school. Because you obviously don't have the first clue what the hell you're doing. I mean, that just comes clear more and more and more as I go through this statement. I get to the point, JRC, where I think you can't get more stupid. And yet, you manage, don't you? Don't you? God. No, JRC, we don't want to talk to you. When you have unannounced visits, you should interpret that as you're on the shit list. Because that's what that means. It means I don't want your explanations. It means I don't want your bullshit. It means your vague terms do not actually define behaviors. New York is sitting there like the rest of us, freaking baffled by the idea. Non-compliance. That's it. There is no context. The non-compliance can literally be fucking anything. Again, the point, JRC. And like I said, folks, I am going to make this short, so we're going to close out. I know my opening was longer than my actual video today, but shoot me some slack. This Sunday, people have been back to back, alright? We don't get very many views on this channel, especially on this subject. The few that we do get do tend to get removed from time to time. Please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, don't forget to hit the comments. I do appreciate your time, and as always, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. Bye-bye. Actually, hold on, folks. You know what? 5 minutes. Sorry, Tiffany's hungry today. Important incremental progress a student may make on a target behavior can be missed because JRC only gathers data on broad generic behavioral categories. Thank you! That's what we were just talking about. There's no context, no detail, no nothing. We don't know what the fuck they were even doing. Jesus Christ. Because JRC only gathers data on broad generic behavioral categories: aggression, health dangerous behavior, destructive behavior, major disruptive behavior, and non-compliant behavior. All of these that is basically open to interpretation by the beholder. They intentionally keep their terms so fucking vague, we don't know what the fuck is actually going on. That's NSED's point. And who wants to bet they'd be like, if they had just asked us. If NSED team had carefully reviewed the students' programs, NSED would have clearly seen several cases where individual behaviors were charted separately for a lengthy period of time to collect the appropriate data. Again, you and the fucking point, JRC. You're not listening. You're not listening. They are telling you your terms are too fucking generic to get any kind of decent, non-biased data. Which is, by the way, JRC, fucking correct. But we record all these things. It doesn't matter if you record all these things if there is no fucking context or anything to go off on. JRC clinicians frequently separate specific behaviors out to track by themselves. Then why is it not in the paperwork, JRC? Direct care staff, when recording inappropriate behavior, circle the specific behavior exhibited within the category. Again, a vague-ass term, which is open to the fucking beholder. It is clear that if NSED had taken the time to learn and understand the program, these types of things would have been pointed out to them. Again, NSED is correct. You are wrong, JRC. You're not listening. The direct care staff are the individuals that interact with these kids face-to-face every day. Yes? Why the fuck are their behavioral sheets not more fucking detailed? Because you can literally, with that list that NSED provides you, pinpoint them over literally goddamn anything. That is what they are saying. But JRC, but the clinicians do that outside of the behavioral sheet. Nuh-uh. That is shady as fuck, JRC, and you know it. And you fucking know it. If it is a behavior, it should be more fucking well defined, and you don't get to use vague terms and then fight back with, but the clinicians. And on that note, folks, I'm going to close out. And again, we don't get very many reviews. Please hit the like button, hit the comments, subscribe, and as always, we hope you have a good one. I'm going to go wash this fucking stupid I just read out of my head. Bye-bye, everyone.